What's up, guys? Welcome back to another CAMJAM123 video. Today we're reading the B-29 Shenanigans by Runway, Quebec. I'm sorry, I messed up so bad on that. That's my bad. So let's read the prologue. And I'm sorry if I mess up on these French names. I might have learned French about 5 minutes ago. So, yeah, let's get started. Prologue, the high-stakes handoff. Las Vegas, Nevada, present day. Legend has it that time travel exists. Some say it's a hoax, while others say it's true. Theorists stated that there are certain conditions that could happen. At least that's what they put it. It makes no sense. Those conditions clearly do not flow with any science fiction movies or television shows depict. It had to be something strange, something magical, something eerie, something eerily natural. A band of ordinary people are about to find out for themselves. Oh, yeah. Once upon a time, in the glamorous city of Las Vegas, lies the hotel and casino of Caesar's Palace. One person chose Caesar's Palace amongst the others, because why not? He wanted to. That man was Jim Quallis, a Quebec City native and a Vegas resident. A graduate from the prestigious Royal Military College of Canada. Oh my God, that's a big name. And a former officer in the Royal Canadian Air Force. He had purchased the B-29 Superfortress a few months back and frequently goes to San Barbino to check on it. He has the idea of traveling the world with it. He is about to do that in less than 12 hours. Along with other people, of course. He has allowed some of his friends to join along on this journey. He has also allowed some to invite their friends to tag along. It is 9 p.m. Pacific time. He waits for the rest of the crew and at the benches of the stores, reading a magazine. His crew is scattered everywhere, but it gives them time to eat, hang out around the casino. Meanwhile, in a buffet restaurant, two people are having a good time. At least they are. Jean, better known to the apostles as John, a Persian Frenchman who is a captain in the French Air Force and former pilot in command for Air France. He takes some food to his tray while talking to the other guy next to him. Prairie, is a Canadian who is a local DJ of some of Montreal's finest nightclubs and a part-time flight instructor. Those two are considered close friends to John Quallis, having met them in the Royal International Air Tattoo Show in England. For one instance, Jean takes up the position as co-pilot, while Puri as the flight engineer. So, Puri, Jean says, do you have any idea what of this so-called superiority of the creep? Where's the creep is the most delicious treat above all else? Jean, come on. Puri signals him to pause. I don't know what that means, and I'd rather not know about it. He wants to know more about it, but in reality, he's focused more on the structural integrity of the buffet table. Now, just over the cocktail bar inside the buffet restaurant lies Hugo, a Dutch indigo who had studied technology and political science at the University of Gordon. He is also Jack Wallace's friend, having met him during the RIAT air show. Aside from trying to be a wannabe physicist and a designated navigator who tries to calculate the distance and map the route between Las Vegas and San Bernardino on a cocktail napkin with an eyeliner pencil that a pretty lady dropped but forgot about. Feels pretty confident about the trip. Just about all else is going on in the restaurant. Two people are sitting at the roulette table. Adam, a fellow American who is Wallace's neighbor and close friend and avid gamer, excellent at making tacos, burritos, and enchiladas, and tries to gamble his money away. All on red! Adam shouts while slamming the roulette table as the roulette wheel spins. All on red for 1,500. All on red. Right. While listening to Adam's excitement on the gambling has money away subsides, Nicola, who sits directly in front of the wheel, a Russian who has served in the Russian army during the earlier years of the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022. In front of Jean, after his relocation to the west after the initial invasion, a brilliant man on the radar screens. He is currently looks at the wheel like it's the radar himself. He keeps murmuring, interface, over and over again as the roulette wheel spins. As the ball lands on black, one of the onlookers looking disappointed. Adam just lost all that money, unless again for red. Adam exclaims as he slams at least 5 of the $20 bills at the table. He decides to go again, starting with 100. Know that Nicola would say is the Russian word for interference. Not too far from the roulette table lies 2 more people at the blackjack table. Jean's ex-girlfriend and kind of fellow Portuguese friend Aubrey. Faces off against Jay, a Filipino American who briefly served in the United States Air Force before studying in UNLV for engineering and a good friend to Jack Wallace's and Adam. It was an intense game. They took side glances at each other. As they waited for the dealer to draw his own cards, the dealer revealed his cards: 3 hearts, 8 hearts, 9 clubs, totaling 20. Aubrey draws 5 clubs, an ace of hearts, 4 diamonds, and a king of hearts, totaling 20 as well, and smiles. Reveals the cards: 6 spades, 8 diamonds, 5 hearts. Jackpot! Jake chuckles. Blackjack! Aubrey slams her fist at the table in defeat as the dealer hands Jay 6 of the $100 chips. See you later. Jay winks as he goes off to cash out his $600 winnings. Back at the cocktail bar, at the buffet restaurant, a beautiful woman sits 2 seats from Hugo's right. Caitlin, American woman who claims Jack Wallace as hers, perfectly served in the Las Vegas Marathon, that word. Police Department and the Nevada Highway Patrol before studying law at the Southern Utah University. Orders a drink. Hugo side-eyes Caitlin, but before he says anything, Caitlin immediately notices, "Stop looking at me like that." Caitlin raises an eyebrow and a smirk on her face. "I've got a boyfriend. So nice try, Voldemort. Hugo says with a sigh and looks away. Caitlin didn't quite understand what he said, but he chuckles as she notes his frustration. Entering the cocktail bar comes Lena, a native British woman who is just a regular civilian, holding a radio manual of the B-29 given to Jean days before like a holy book. She thought that she had wandered off around the country like she was in the wrong movie. She came all the way from London for this occasion. This is also the first time she's stepped foot out of the country. Looking around for familiar faces like Jean, she orders simple lemonade, an unusual order for a cocktail bar. Every time the waitress comes over and refill her everything, she gets terrified. "Hey," says Caitlin, noticing Lena's tense and nervousness. "Relax." Okay." Lena stammers. She swallows just as her glasses and slips her glass of lemonade and sips her glass of lemonade while holding on to the manual. Another woman comes up and walks past the three people to meet up with Jean and Parlay at the table. Charlotte, also known as Sparky, comes up at the table. Jean's fellow countryman and friend. She's a mechanic who's well known for her expertise in engine parts. So boys, Charlotte says, pointing to an nearby cylinder, the crystal cider above them. I can calculate the drop force of one of those crystals. Landing such a payload at 30,000 feet will be a breeze. Whoa! Hey! Peary interjects. I get that the B-29 is a bomber, but we're not bombing anything. We're just traveling. Isn't that the point of this? Jean looks at Peary and slowly nods his head. Right. This is just a trip, not a bombing campaign. He looks at Charlotte and... Hey. Peary elbows him. Really? My bad, my dude. Jean clears his throat, finishes food as Charlotte giggles on that interaction. Many hours later, it's 11:55 p.m. Pacific time. The chorus goes to the slot machines and text. Jean, Kaylin, Adam, and Jay to gather the rest and meet him up at the slot machines. Minutes later, they all come over, and the group simply greets each other with handshakes and fist pumps. Well, a quick introductory gathering came short when Chiquelas clears his throat and begins to speak. So, me and John and Aubrey and Perrin and Council and Lena and Adam and Ken and Jay and Nicola and Hugo, we all have less than 12 hours. Tonight will be one night to synchronize our watches, our stories, and ideally our languages. Tomorrow we will take flight. Tomorrow you will get up at 4 a.m. Check out no later than 5 a.m. I will get I got some friends catering the event to drive us to San Barbarino. Got about 4 hours to get to San Barbarino. Traffic is light along the I-15. We need to get in the air as soon as possible. Make sure you have your documents like passports and ID and other unnecessary documents issued in your relative countries. Tomorrow we will be going around the world. Carlos takes a breath and nods. That's all for now. Good night. See you in the morning. And so it begins. The group disperses into their own rooms in a haste. So does the time. Time is of the essence. And the Flushing meetup in Las Vegas would just be the start. The planned flight would just be an ordinary flight, or so they thought it would be. Oh, I can't wait for more. I'll make another video, guys, reading chapter 1 soon. Bye, guys.